What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching Bumblebee's Journey. This is just a web series. We're talking about the Bumblebee solo film from the Transformers Cinematic Universe. This is episode number 5, and in this episode, we're going to talk about a couple of new updates for the 6th installment of the live-action Transformers film franchise. And what we're going to talk about first is the Licensing Expo. Licensing Expo 2017 has taken place, and Paramount Pictures has already started promoting the Bumblebee film. And they put out this big poster that says right here, Transformers Universe, Bumblebee, June 2018. It comes out on June 8th, 2018. And they're using an old image that we've seen before. I believe this image was actually taken from one of the Dark of the Moon posters that features Bumblebee. But what's very interesting is that they've titled it Transformers Universe, Bumblebee. Now, if this is what they're going with, then that's what they're going with. And what they're going with is this title, Transformers Universe, Bumblebee. Now, this does look kind of familiar because there is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, there's the DC Extended Universe, and then Star Wars has its own thing going on where they have the main storyline, and then there's the Star Wars anthology films. So this kind of reminds me of that because you have the main storyline for the Transformers films, which is from Transformers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you have their version of the Star Wars anthology films, and they've called it Transformers Universe. So they've given it a name now. So the first spin-off film is Transformers Universe Bumblebee, and then I assume that the next film could be titled Transformers Universe Cybertron. It's highly possible because they seem to be going with this kind of little this spin on the title, Transformers Universe, instead of Transformers and then a title like Dark of the Moon, Age of Extinction, The Last Night, Transformers Universe Bumblebee, Transformers Universe Cybertron, Transformers Universe Unicron. I'm just kidding. I'm just throwing that out there. But anyways, so there you have it. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen or read the Empire magazine where Michael Bay was doing a very recent interview, and that interview was great. It was really, really comprehensive. He gave us a really, really great insight on what it was like to the very, very first inception of Transformers Last Night and the cinematic universe all the way to the editing process right now, which is going on. But what he did mention is a lot of details on what's next. And of course, there was talk about the Bumblebee film. And I'm just going to read you what it says here. 12 stories were pitched in the writer's room. 3 of those were consolidated for Last Night. A Bumblebee spin-off, conceived and written by Christina Hodson, is being directed by Kubo and Two Strings Travis Knight for a 2018 release. Set in the 1980s, it will feature considerably fewer Transformers, concentrating on the big yellow star, who in the movie so far can only talk via snippets of radio broadcasts, and likely pitching a little younger tonally. So there you have it. It's going to be targeted towards a much younger demographic, unlike the previous 4 films and this upcoming film, which is a lot more violent, is a lot more edgy. It's definitely a lot more serious with a lot of goofy parts in it, but still, you can tell that the 5 films in the main storyline are more for it's for everybody, which includes a lot of adult fans. But Bumblebee, Transformers Universe Bumblebee, will definitely be set in a more it's got a more younger tone to it. And Bumblebee, considering he's a fan favorite amongst kids, you can tell that they're going to try to make it a lot more fun, less serious, and definitely more like even Disney-like, I would say. So I think that's what they're going with, and I think it's a good direction. It's a good direction because it changes things a bit. It gives us a little bit more fun in the franchise, even though the franchise is very fun already, but they're making it a little bit more kiddish, and I'm just curious to see what it's going to look like, all right? I have a very open mind in this franchise, and I want to see them do different things, and if doing different things means targeting a younger audience, then I'm down with that, as long as we're getting something different. Okay. Another thing that they mentioned is that it's going to be set in the 1980s. Now, I don't want to say that I called this, but I kind of did when I said that there's not like a really good time period for Bumblebee to be in other than the 80s. I said this in an episode of Bumblebee's Journey where I mentioned that wouldn't it be great if they had the Bumblebee film set in the 1980s, and this is his great opportunity for him to actually appear as a Volkswagen Bug. That would be awesome. I mean, they made the homage to it and the nod to the Volkswagen Bug back in the first Transformers film, where the Camaro Bumblebee like hit it with his door. That would be awesome if before he was a 1967 Camaro, he was actually a yellow Volkswagen Bug. He was actually Bumblebee, just like he was in G1. That would be awesome. Anyways, we now know it's confirmed to be set in the 1980s. Alright, now the very, very big news about this film is we finally have casting news. And the first person they got to cast is, of course, the main character. Now, this was brought to us by The Hollywood Reporter, or rather from Variety. And Hollywood Reporter actually followed up on that. And let's read the headline right here. Hailee Steinfeld in talks to star in Transformers spin-off Bumblebee. Now, she's in talks. This is not confirmed that she's in there, but that's pretty much confirmation because she's a young actress and having the opportunity to star in a big budget, well, it's not going to be as big budgeted as Michael Bay's films, but starring in a huge, huge franchise like Transformers, she's not going to say no to that. You know who says no to roles? Actors who are really seasoned and have been working in the industry for a long time. A lot of them you'll see news headlines where they actually turn roles down. But as for younger actors, for them to really get themselves out there is for them they have to expand their range. They have to do different types of things. They have to exercise their ability to be more versatile in their acting abilities. And I'm not saying that Bumblebee is really going to give them the opportunity to do that, but it's going to definitely do that more so than in a Michael Bay directed Transformers film. No disrespect to Michael Bay, but I'll tell you that Mark Wahlberg's performance in Age of Extinction was one of the worst in his entire career. But anyways, Hailee Steinfeld, I'm positive she's going to say yes to star in Bumblebee. And if she's in it, solid. I think she's a solid actor. She starred in True Grit, which I haven't seen yet, but I think it looks like she was good in that based on trailers, and it ended up being a really great film based on what critics have said. Also, I did really like her in Pitch Perfect 2. I really liked her in that movie, and I'm looking forward to seeing her in Pitch Perfect 3. And I'll be completely honest, I really haven't seen that many films from her, but I have a feeling that when I saw her in the trailer of True Grit, she was going to be a really great up-and-comer. I felt that she was going to be one of these young actresses and these young talents that are going to really, really stand out. And so I'm down with her being in Bumblebee. Now, I just want to read you what it says right here. It says, plot details are being kept on the dark side of the moon, but it is known that Steinfeld will play a tomboy who also holds a job as a mechanic after school. Christina Hodson Shut-In wrote the script. So, hey, doesn't that sound kind of familiar? This line that says right here, Steinfeld will play a tomboy who also holds a job as a mechanic after school. Sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? And I'll tell you why. Because when we were given the character synopsis of Isabella Moner for Transformers Last Night, here's what it said. A street-smart tomboy who grew up an orphan and counts a small Transformer as her only friend. And not only that, it is already known that Izzy's character, who's friends with Cade Yeager, also knows how to fix things. Perhaps she knows how to fix cars or something like that. But I know that they were both working in Cade's garage or Cade's junkyard. We know that for sure. So there's kind of a theme going on here. And not only that, Michaela Baines was also the daughter of a grease monkey father. Like, the father worked in the garage, so Michaela definitely knows her way around the garage at least. So you see a theme going on there. I wonder if it was just coincidence, or it was totally random, or if it was planned like that. Because all these female characters that we've seen so far all know their way around a garage, and they know how to fix cars. Like, what's up with that? And if you look at Carly, at least she knows how to model for cars. She can clearly identify what a Mercedes-Benz SLS is. Yeah. Yeah, there's an ongoing theme there, and I'm wondering if it was coincidence or it was planned that way, or they're just out of ideas that they need to make some kind of female character at least know about cars. And is that really the only way to meet a Transformers character, by being a mechanic? I don't know. I think it's a little bit. It's not that creative when I really think about that. And to top things off, does this remind you of Star Wars? You know, Star Wars: The Force Awakens, Rogue One. We got Rey in Star Wars: The Force Awakens, and then there's Jyn Erso in Rogue One, and then there's the duel Rey versus Jyn Erso, and now Izzy versus Hailee. So I think there's a thing going on here. Like, there's a thing, you know what I'm saying? And I know you guys know what I'm talking about. So I don't know, how do you guys feel about that? I really don't have any comment about that, and I'm very neutral about it, just because at the end of the day, I just want to watch a good movie. So, like, I don't care if it's a female tomboy that plays a mechanic, because, like, as long as she acts well, as long as her story plays a really good part in the, or rather her character plays a good part in the story, and she has something to contribute, I'm cool with that. As a matter of fact, I like strong female characters in film. Like, I think that it's just something that's more engaging, because we've seen so many of these strong male roles that I love. That I like versatility. I like it when they change things up. So it's gonna be pretty interesting, and I'm looking forward to a new direction. I really am. I'm looking forward to Travis Knight's vision, and I'm looking forward to Christina Hodson's writing, and I'm looking forward to what they're gonna bring in terms of a Bumblebee spin-off film with just fewer Autobots and Decepticons. So what are they gonna do with that? Who knows? But all we know is that at least the main character is a tomboy who is also a mechanic. There you have it. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. How do you guys feel about what I've just talked about? And as always, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, Ragin Nation. My name's Alex Yu. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. Dragon Storm, and it's a combination of black and red in the paint job, okay? This knight is a combination of metallic and red.